So let's look at the pros and cons of bootcamp versus doing something else. First and foremost, let's look at the pros. So a bootcamp basically provides a social dynamic. It provides an opportunity for people to interact with each other, to, jump up and down together and have a good time, do burpees with your best friend, sweat a lot, shed some weight, have a good time, 45 minutes, you go home, you feel good about yourself. Chances are you end up having pizza, which is going to destroy your results. But anyway, that's something that's nice about bootcamp. It gives you a sense of belonging, a feeling of working in a class environment. The downside of the same aspect, the same downside is that because it's a class environment, it is in no way catered for the individual. It is designed as something of a cookie cutter program that is, that's copy and pasted across everybody else's workout schedule. So whether you're a 250-pound individual or a 180-pound individual, you're going to be doing the same body weight exercises or working with the same dumbbells. Now, what sort of impact that's going to have on you in terms of strength, in terms of conditioning, in terms of cardiovascular endurance, in terms of power production, in terms of speed, you don't know. So it's a great environment to make friends and to work out with people, but in terms of achieving specific goals, it kind of sucks. Now, obviously, when I speak about goals, I speak about strength and conditioning athletic goals. So a goal can be, if you want to get very strong, what you would do is strength training. If you want to have big muscles, if you want to have abs, what you would do is bodybuilding coupled with fantastic nutrition. If you want to be able to pick up the heaviest amount of weight and move it from point A to point B, what you need to do is powerlifting. And then there's endurance training if you want to be a sprinter, if you want to be a long distance runner, etc. These are athletic goals that are designed to improve one aspect of a person's performance across a scale of time. A bootcamp is not going to do that. A bootcamp is more of a jack of all trades. It's going to help you build cardiovascular conditioning a little bit. It's going to help you build strength a little bit. It's going to help you maybe get some muscle, a little bit. It primarily depends on the sort of food that you're eating. The pro is that you have a group environment. The con is that because it's a group environment, there's no individual attention to you in terms of what your goals are. Point number 2. I think bootcamp is great for individuals who lack discipline, who lack the motivation, who lack the ability, or who simply enjoy having somebody else yell at them to do something and to stick to a plan. So if you're in a boot camp, you've got a trainer standing on your head, yelling at you to do stuff, and you've got people bucking you on. You're in a team environment. You're motivated. You turn into you feel like a go-getter. You want to go do it and achieve it. In a setting where you're not going to a boot camp, you're doing an individual customized workout. The motivation needs to come from within. If you're motivated, you're going to get up in the morning at a certain time, do your cardio. If you're motivated, you're going to push to increase your maximum weight lifted by that little bit, those 2 pounds or those 5 pounds. You're going to push yourself, but you don't need somebody else to push you. Now, the con of having a boot camp is bad form factor. So for a good boot camp, what you should always look at is the ratio of instructor to participants. If you have one instructor and you have a whole bunch of participants, chances are the instructor is not going to be able to give individual attention to the participants, which would lead to each individual suffering from bad form, lifting improperly, lifting incorrectly, lifting too heavy or lifting too light, overstressing certain muscles, underutilizing certain other muscles. And what's going to happen is the postural imbalances that people went into a boot camp with are going to be magnified. They're going to get worse. And they're going to walk out of the boot camp feeling good about themselves because they've jumped up and down and had a good time, but they haven't really worked on structural integrity. They haven't really worked on muscular imbalances, postural deficiencies, things that are going to turn into a big problem later on. So that's another drawback. Unless you go to a spectacular boot camp where you have one instructor for every 5 people maybe, chances are you're not going to get the attentions that you need. This leads me to my next point, which is what sort of a stage you need to be in to enjoy a boot camp. So the way I think is boot camps are ideally suited for individuals who are beginners. They don't know about exercise, they've gained a lot of weight, or they're very weak for certain reasons. They want to go to a group environment, they want to learn the basics, they want to have a good time doing it. They're not extremely focused on one particular aspect of strength or conditioning. They just want a nice, feel good, jack of all trades kind of workout. The sort of person who would enjoy this is a beginner. For individual training or for non-bootcamp training, the sort of person that I would imagine would be somebody who's either some intermediate stage of working out or who's an advanced lifter. They know exactly what they need. They know about workout design, they know about progressive resistance, to program workouts for themselves. They know how to lift with good form. They don't need to be supervised. They learn what's good for their body. They know where their weaknesses lie. They know what muscles they need to bring up, which muscles need to be relaxed. They know exactly where they're headed, and they would like a modicum of control over their strength and conditioning programs. So that's my 2 cents on it.